Welcome to Opening the Door to the Unknown with your host, Dr. Clark Schmidt. Hello, and welcome to the studios of Opening the Door to the Unknown. I'm your host, Dr. Clark Schmidt. As you saw in my little PSA, is that I removed Chapter 6 for reasons because of my partner, you might say, from California, gave me a call and said it wasn't conducive to have that particular chapter on for opening the door to the unknown. But she also said is that if I was going to redo it to make it into a chapter 7, which I'm doing right now, is to mention a few of the things that she actually liked, which I'm about to do before I get into what I really want to talk about today. There have been some people, and this is not a rant. Okay, this is not a rant. A lot of people. I just like to set the record straight here. Okay. The record is that people don't think is that when you have contacted spirit, is that spirit can be in lower entities. What I mean by lower entities is living in the lower astrals, working again with the sexual chakra in the mundane astral. You might call this type of astral the abyss, in darkness. And this is the reason why is that a lot of times is that when you begin to work with ITC, especially in putting on one of your spirit boxes, that you might hear spirit say is help me find the light. Well, that is because, again, that they are residing in that lower astral plane. And they are looking for the light, but not to cross them over. All right? I do want to stress this, is that white light is not going to cross a spirit over. Again, if we go with the ladder and go up the rungs, it's like here you have the lower abyss. I mean, like the lower astrals, and then we start to work up to a little bit higher astral, a little bit higher astral, a little bit higher astral, until you get to the top rung. Okay, to again, if you want to reach a tree limb that has to be cut down, or getting onto a roof of a house. Okay, so when you hear a spirit say is, help me, I can't find the light, show me the light. Well, that's because they're in darkness. But you have to understand something. They created that darkness themselves. Let me say that again. They created that darkness themselves. Okay? Then you might get into higher spirits, and there's a person that has been working in that realm, and his name is Kevin Himes. And I think that he is, and I have gone to some of his videos, and I have watched intensely what he's been showing in his research. Now, there's another person named Marc Macy. that has been working with a group since the early 80s. And the group has been working with another group that's over on the other side called Time Stream. And Time Stream are these higher spiritual beings that I believe that never had a corporeal body, which means I don't think is that they were over here in this third dimensional plane of existence. And then the group working with Time Stream have been talking to colleagues of theirs. So you can so again with your ladder, you can move up the ladder, you can move down the ladder. Okay. And so what people say is that if you're talking to higher spirits, they can't be higher spirits, got to be lower spirits. Well, that's not true. If you're talking to higher spirits, like Kevin has been working with, or with Marc Macy, or even with myself, which I don't do anymore, but when I did work with ITC many years ago, is that we hit the higher realms. And it's not that, uncommon. If you have higher energies, vibrations, you are going to attract those type of vibrations. Again, like attracts like. Okay, it's just like you have two magnets. If you put south to south and north to north, what happens? They repel one another. But if you put south to north, north to south, what happens? They come together. They come together like this. Okay, and so that's what's happening. Again, is that like Kevin and myself and Marc Macy been working with the higher realm. Who else what other spirit can reside in the higher realm? Guides, teachers, master teachers. For an example, when I go into a meditative trance and I'm doing mediumship work, I will contact my guides, teachers, master teachers. We have a nice conversation through telepathy. I don't use a spirit. I do not use a spirit box. It's only when I want to use a spirit box is if I really need to get some quick answers. Okay, so don't knock Kevin. Don't knock Marc Macy. All right, like I said, they're working with the higher realms. They got I don't know what type of energies that Marc has or that Kevin has. I know what type that I have. And if you go to chapter 5, you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay, but I do feel that Kevin and Marc do have some high energies, or they couldn't be contacting the higher realms. Now, it's not saying that somebody who's contacting the lower realm doesn't have high energies as well. But maybe they like to communicate with the lower type spirits. And if they do, God love them. Okay? We call those demons. But again, as you know me or been watching my chapters, is I do not believe in demons per se, as with the Bible, with the fallen angels, with Lucifer becoming Satan and having a dominion down in the depths of so-called hell. We create our own hell here on earth, and when we pass over, we create as well through suggestion. through thought. And if you believe that you were a nasty type of person residing in this three-dimensional plane of existence, that's what you're going to feel like when you're over on the other side. And who wouldn't want? And if you're having fun on this side, being an asshole, why not be an asshole? Continue to be an asshole when you're on the other side as well. Okay. So, like I said, is that Kevin's been doing some great work. He's also done something that I feel that's been is unique, and that is having made contact with elementals, the elemental of water, which are the undies, and the elemental of air, which is the sipes. Now people think is that when you're working, that if you're contacting the elemental of water with the undies, they're merman and mermaid. No, that's not true. They do exist in that realm, but those are not the only two beings that exist in that realm. And it's just like, with the element of air. You have the pixies and the fairies and I forget. There's other names. But say, for example, especially working with the element of air, is that you go outside on a clear night and you might happen to see some clouds, and all of a sudden the cloud, one particular cloud is starting to form into maybe a face. Well, that particular elemental, I should say, is presenting itself to you, saying is, hi, I'm here, this is what I look like. Okay? And you also have the element of fire, which are the salamanders. But not too many people have seen salamanders. Not the salamanders that we think of. If we're talking about like dragons or whatever, then you have, as everybody knows, that dragons do not exist. But with the element of fire, is the reason why they call them the element of fire is because they're hot. They can burn you, which means that they sometimes can be nasty little critters. Okay? It's just like you can have a friend that you thought that you knew all your life, and all of a sudden turns around and takes that proverbial knife and right in the back, right in your back, stabs you in the back, you might say. Friendly one minute, an asshole the next minute. Well, that's the way the salamanders are. Then you have the element of earth, which are the gnomes, the wee people, the leprechauns, for an example, and Bigfoot, skunk ape. Those are the elementals. Excuse me for 1 minute. I'm cooking spare ribs tonight. Okay. Anyways, where was I? Okay. So, like I said, so Kevin Himes and Marc Macy and myself, we have worked with higher beings. Um, People have claimed that they have contacted angels. I have a few doubts on that. Okay, even though that we all have a guardian angel and also an archangel and a cherubim, a cherubim type of angel, but I don't think is that anybody has really communicated with one, especially working with a spirit box, because they're way up there. I mean, they're really up there. And the only time that, this is my opinion, is that the only time that I think is that they would make contact is one in your dreams, or number two, if there's really a dire how should I say, some type of consequence that they were told by the source, the one, as a messenger to protect that person, as to show is that yes, there is a true source, there is the one, or if you will, God. Okay. That's the reason why they're called messengers. So I don't think is that they're going to knock on your door, which is, the door where I feel again is your spirit box, and going to have a chit chat with you, like you would open up your door and invite them in, or invite the person in and have a chit chat with you. Okay, the angels do have a purpose. But their purpose is, like I said, is to help and to give a message. It's just like Kevin got a message, probably from one of his higher master teachers or master teachers, that was told through one of his angels, through the source, that he was classified as a prophet. Now, what does prophet mean? Again, somebody to deliver message. Okay. So somebody might say as well, an angel on earth. All right, an angel on earth. So maybe Kevin, as being classified as a prophet, has become like an angel on earth to get the word out. And I have a sneaky hunch, again with my own opinion, is that word is what people are doing within the ITC field. Okay? And it could progress even further down the line. Okay? I'm a teacher. And that was my calling many years ago. And I'm still and I'm still teaching. But I have expanded. All right. As I feel that Kevin's going to expand, as I feel that maybe somebody else who has been called is going to expand, and another person is going to be called to expand the word. And we're not talking about like the word as the word is represented in the Bible. Okay. Excuse me. So like I give a clap to Marc Macy, I give a clap to Kevin Himes, and I give a clap to other people who might begin to experience some type of calling that they might hear on through the messenger, through either, like I said, dreams, or through spirit box. But I will say again is that there's a certain person I would not take for face value who has been classifying himself as the chosen one, because spirit and the source, God, the one, do not say, has one of his messengers come down and say is to a master teacher, to give to somebody like this person that's residing on this third dimensional plane of existence. You're the chosen one. Ain't gonna happen. Okay? And he's been and this person has been touting that fact. In fact, I have read on his pages that he said is that he has surpassed people in the field of ITC work. Well, as I understand it, that this person has only been in the field of ITC for what, 4 years, compared to Marc Macy, who's been in the field since the early 80s, and myself, that started back in 1965. Nope. You just have to, you have to listen, you have to watch, and you have to think of what people are conveying out there. It's just like going to the New Age, which was not New Age, and how should I say this? A lot of fake, fraud, and phonies out there just to make money. I know. I lived through the early 90s when the old age was revived from its long cat nap. And you had people that were channeling so-called entities from the Pleiades, from the Pleiades with the Arcturians. You had somebody named J.Z. Knight with Rathma. You had psychics all over the place. One was Sylvia Brown, which we now know who was a fake, fraud, and phony and made millions of dollars. You had mental mediums that were fake, fraud, and phonies. There was there were more metaphysical shops cropping up in the local neighborhoods than there were bars in Milwaukee. And I know, I lived on the east side, and you could walk out of your home and go right next door just about and go into a bar. Then you could go to another bar, another bar, another bar, another bar, another bar across the street, bar, until you got back home. And by that time that you went down one side of the street, crossed, and walked down the other side, you were shit-faced. Believe me, been there, done that. So there was a lot of fake, fraud, and phonies. And this one person who claims to be, the world's IT, who has been selected, you might say, as being for ITC, the World Authority in ITC, don't believe it. And don't believe is that he was chosen to cross people over from the abyss, to move them to move that spirit up, to get into the light, as the light to take that spirit up into a higher dimensional plane of existence. Ain't gonna happen. I can tell you that right now. Ain't gonna happen. So he is a fake, fraud, and phony. Okay, like I said, again, Marc Macy, Kevin Himes, myself, and probably others that haven't really done any research on as of yet, but give me a chance and I will, and I'll mention their names. Believe me, I will definitely mention their names. If they get with me, if they get the kudos, you can take my word is that the recommendation is good of what they do. And with that, I don't think it was really a rant. I think it was just trying to get the record straight here, a little bit. And I think is that I'm going to end this session. Okay, because when I get into what I really want to get into, it's going to be fun. So I think is that I am definitely going to end this session. So like I said, I just wanted to get the record straight here, and I hope that I accomplished what I set out to do. I think is that my colleague will approve more of this chapter for chapter 7 than she did for the original chapter 6. Anyways, I will get out another video probably later on this evening, and all I can say until then, bye-bye. This has been a production of Opening the Door to the Unknown in association with Dr. Clark Schmidt. Copyright 2016.